I'm Pete Combs on the newly expanded ramp of Showalter Flying Service, home of the main static display for NBAA 2012 here at Orlando Executive Airport. The association's 65th annual meeting and convention has something for everyone: powerful speakers, education, advocacy, and then there are the things that make us all stop and stare. Kim Showalter's family has been a part of the NBAA conventions since they first started coming here to Orlando. But this year is special.
We leased 25 acres of our ramp space to NBAA, and thanks to a grant from the Florida Department of Transportation, we have had some areas of pavement added. Everything has been resealed. We've had some elevation issues taken care of, and they've got 25 acres of just wide open, beautiful space to use.
That means an unprecedented freedom for NBAA exhibitors to spread their wings, so to speak, bringing to Orlando Executive about 100 aircraft, many of them bigger than ever before.
Oh my gosh, it's so well choreographed. You know, I think somebody comes in from outside and it looks like absolute chaos. But to us, there actually is a plan.
In fact, there is a carefully choreographed dance involving scores of aircraft worth millions of dollars. To make this work seamlessly, NBAA is coordinating dozens of volunteers and hundreds of exhibitor employees, while Kim expertly manages the ramp, with a little help from her friends.
We have folks from Fort Lauderdale at Banyan. We have McCreary Aviation in McAllen, Texas. Fargo Jet Center out of Fargo, North Dakota. The list goes on. Tampa Jet, Stewart Jet Center. So we have folks coming from all over the country, but lucky us, most of these folks have worked with us before for this show. And I don't know why, but they agreed to come back.
But not all the aircraft on static display at NBAA 2012 are here at Orlando Executive Airport, and not all made the trip in the bright Florida sunshine. In fact, not all of them made it to their destination by air.
By day, this is one of Florida's busiest turnpikes. It's the 528, and it runs all the way from Orlando International Airport to the Orange County Convention Center. But tonight, this is one of the world's longest taxiways.
And it all began here at Signature Flight Support at Orlando International Airport, where NBAA's Joe Hart is giving a safety briefing to more than a dozen volunteers and FBO workers.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us here today. We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. Our goal is to move 10 aircraft from this airport over to the convention center in a nice orderly manner.
But nice and orderly is a challenge. While this has been done once before, it was in Las Vegas. This is the first time it's ever been tried here in Orlando. And Hart says the weather is certainly a factor.
When we were planning this move about 6 months ago, we did not anticipate having to deal with a hurricane just off the coast of Florida. So we've been watching the weather really close. The wind speeds have been a little bit of a concern, but they're starting to die down into what we consider safe levels. So our airplane move is going on as scheduled.
It's a remarkably complex operation, and tonight's briefing is the culmination of many a planning session.
It's been a span over about a month and a half that I've been working with Joe from NBAA in regards to setting up the vehicles, obviously setting up the manpower. I've got manpower representatives of other locations that are assisting us with this, from St. Pete, Clearwater, Kissimmee, obviously MCO here, and as well as representatives from our corporate office.
Webb and Hart are going to need that manpower to tow these aircraft along the toll road surrounded by the Florida State Patrol. For a lot of people driving the other way, it's a once-in-a-lifetime sight. The trip along Florida 528 is a smooth one for the most part. It's only when the convoy gets off the highway close to the convention center that it runs into problems. The wingspan of several planes is simply too wide to fit between the trees that line the road leading into the Orange County Convention Center. The hardest part of this entire journey comes at the very end. To get this aircraft all the way to the display area, they're going to have to try to fit it through this signpost. And to do that, they're going to have to rock it left and right. It's a very delicate operation. These guys are experts. They're doing a great job of it, but it's going to take just a few minutes. Eventually, though, after what looks like a few close calls, all aircraft are on their way to the static display at the convention center. And for these tired volunteers, you can bet it will be one long night to remember. On the streets of Orlando with NBAA's Parade of Planes, I'm Pete Combs.